Well, as I say, we've seen some extension coming through and some reprieve for the sugar industry over in Kenya. Is this the answer to making Kenyan sugar companies more competitive?
Well, not at all. We'd like to think so, but not at all, because it's highly likely that in another 3 years' time we'll still be seeking another extension, because it comes at a time when we are getting into a transition to a new administration come 2013, and currently the focus is not necessarily on reforming the sugar sector.
Where should the focus lie? Because, of course, we need to see some reform taking place within this space. We've had Kenya see reprieve for quite a while now within the Comesa region, and still we've got the industry one of the least efficient within the bloc.
Well, currently the focus lies on implementation of the new constitution. At the same time, most politicians are getting into a campaign mode. So you'll find that parliamentarians will not necessarily look at reforming of the sugar sector in their parliament agenda. And what also we are seeing is that there's something that needs to push through the process is appointment of the privatisation commission members, which is currently not being addressed at the moment.
We have had the trade minister, though, as I said at the top, pushing for the final privatisation of sugar factories. What kind of progress are we seeing on that front?
Well, it's currently facing major roadblocks, because there's a lot of interested parties in the privatization process, because most of the parliamentarians we see will either be fronting for certain private sector members who'd want to take over those factories, but at the same time we're seeing opposition from either farmers who are being owed money by those factories, or we're seeing the communities that live around such factories that also laying claims. So the process is hitting a lot of roadblocks.
Of course, with this being the kind of sentiment that's out there, Steve, we've got new rules of engagement yet to be ratified, during the Heads of State Summit later this month. So what rules do you see being put on the table? Because surely then there's an onus on that to come to the fore and those rules to be a little bit more harsh, so that Kenya does follow through with urgency.
Yeah, well, we are hoping that because this I think is the second time that we've asked for an extension, and we're hoping that this is the final time that the Comesa body will be extending the safeguards for us. But in view of the current environment, I think the government will be more, the new administration come 2013 will be more serious in addressing the reform process of the sugar sector.
So do you see things pretty much then being on standstill mode until 2013 comes around?
Yes, one, because of, like I mentioned, that we are currently engaged in the Agenda 4 items of institutional reforms as regards the new constitution. Secondly, because then most parliamentarians are engaged in campaign mode, so this is not necessarily a priority for them. And then again, 2 years is quite a short time, because 2 years, the first 1 year will go that way. Then 2013 is when we'll probably likely to see a lot of activity.